Hello again. The last video that I'm going to share here is an overview of the Module 3 resources, formative assessment with video, and websites. Again, this tutorial is going to focus on this outline that I have provided below, and these are the different talking points. I'm going to talk about more of the instructional side of things. Like I said, though, I did provide a series of videos that give you the overview, and then when you actually sign up and check out these websites or these video-based websites, they are all websites. When you go and explore them, then you will go through the tour of each site and you'll be able to do the technical side of things. So just briefly, the big two, why I focus on video here is Zaption and Edpuzzle are our two big video-based formative assessment tools. The beauty of this is they can be used beyond formative assessment. They could be used in a flipped or blended learning classroom, and they are being used in that capacity quite a bit. I've seen Zaption videos being taught on from anything from copyright, which you could use at a school-wide, I guess is probably a better descriptor, a school-wide type of tutorial. And I know one of you is focusing on MTSS. That might be something that you could use as a school-wide thing or a professional development thing, where you could use Zaption and then ask clarifying questions throughout and formatively assess where your participants are at throughout the process. I think Zaption, though, just to the point, it is a great option for embedding questions into videos and then being able to annotate the videos to really draw students or participants to specific learning objectives, and then being able to track their progress is really one of the major tenets of it, and it's great. It's easy to use. You can get real-time insights. It's engaging. Like I said, it can be used beyond assessment. One thing about this one, it is a freemium type of thing. It's easy to log into. You're going to notice it'll ask you for your Google login. It's really easy to log into, especially if you're a GAF school, Google Apps for Education school. But it's limiting. You're gonna see some of the features on Zaption, but you're not gonna get the full plate of features. One very similar to it, and the one that they get compared to, is called Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is probably a little simpler. It is free completely for now. That I imagine that'll change, but Edpuzzle does a nice job of, again, the simplicity factor, using single videos, basic annotation. It's still interactive. It's still engaging. Edpuzzle does a really nice job of integrating with other websites. So if you have teachers that are using Google Classroom or you're using Google Classroom, Edpuzzle works well with that. One of you mentioned that you're using Canvas. Edpuzzle works with Canvas. And actually, a lot of these will work with Canvas, just so you know, because of the LTI tools that are on Canvas. They allow for that, bringing learning tools into the fold. And if you want more information on that, I can definitely help you and show you what that looks like. Edpuzzle, very similar to Zaption, where you are annotating videos and asking formative assessment questions along the way. Edulastic, this is one that is fairly new to me, but this one is K-12. It supports formative assessment. It looks like it's more just simple. It's not a lot of flashy, there's not a lot of bells and whistles to it necessarily in terms of what you might get with an Edpuzzle or Zaption, but it allows for assessment creation. So you are able to create Common Core aligned quizzes, and these quizzes look like the Smarter Balance or the PARCC. I had to look that up actually. But those type of organizations, it looks very similar to those questions. So if you think about how you're prepping students for those standardized assessments, then Edulastic is a very good option for that because it allows you to create similar question styles, and you have a wide range of question styles that you can use, definitely. It is free for teachers to use, but there is an enterprise version. Like a lot of these, you can monitor student achievement, And like a lot of these, I did not mention that for Edpuzzle and Zaption, but there is a library of assessments available. There's libraries of tours available on Zaption. There's library of resources available for Edpuzzle. And the last but not least, another formative assessment tool is called Formative. This is for grades 3 to 12. It is freemium at this point. Basically, you again are creating and assigning digital quizzes. You can track student progress. Really, the idea behind Formative is taking some of those pen and paper, pencil and paper type of formative assessments and bringing them into the digital sphere. And with that, potentially you could create your paperless classroom. And that's a major thing that they focus on. And it runs on any device as long as it's connected to the internet. And Formative, it's really nice because you're tracking the student progress, and then you can embed your comments throughout. And really, you can provide that feedback that is so crucial, but also really difficult to do, with 30 students in the classroom. And if you are doing exit tickets, you're just getting a snapshot. But maybe Formative could be a little more formative, for lack of a better term. So you could use it to provide effective feedback for students, and you're managing this from the computer. You're managing this from a digital perspective. You're not pushing papers, and it helps you be more effective in that regard. One thing I was going to mention: a lot of these, you think about the teacher creation, but also think about how maybe the student could create a Zaption to demonstrate their learning, or an Edpuzzle to demonstrate their learning. These two especially, I think students could definitely be a part of the creation process as well to demonstrate their understanding of a topic. So the art teacher in our class maybe could use Zaption to have students show video by video the process from start to finish of an art project, and then they could embed questions or thoughts. Or they could ask, questions of their teacher or questions of their peers. They could create an assessment based on their process from start to finish of doing a project. And it could be used for any class, really. Those are the tools for this module. Let me know if you have any other questions. And just so you know, there are tons of tools out there. These are some that I try to focus on the ones that have been heavily vetted, ones that I've used, or ones that I've seen teachers use and actually seen them use in the classroom. I could have focused on Nearpod, Socrative. Those tools are very good as well. EduCannon's another one. But I chose these four. We're going to stick with these, and then if it meets our needs, great. If it doesn't, I'll change it for future classes. Thank you.